Welcome back to another episode of Think Spree, where we take curiosity for a spin, throw it in the fast lane, and maybe even let it drift a little. Today we're cracking open the garage door to the year 2050. What will cars look like by then? Will they fly? Will they drive themselves? Will your cup holders finally be heated? We're diving into flying cars, AR windshields, vehicle-to-vehicle communication, and yes, internal combustion engines might still be around. That's right. The good old rumble of a gasoline engine may just survive the electric takeover. But before we zip into the future, make sure to subscribe. It won't put a rocket on your bumper, but it will keep your brain fully charged with fresh Think Spree content. Plus, it's safer than trying to read your car's manual while driving. So let's start with the question we've all asked while stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic: where are the flying cars? By 2050, flying cars, or more accurately, electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, known as eVTOLs, are expected to be a real part of urban life, especially in densely packed cities. Picture this: instead of sitting on the highway behind someone texting through a green light, you're cruising through the sky in a quiet, battery-powered pod that lifts off from your rooftop and drops you near your destination. No red lights, no potholes, no speed traps. Of course, these flying vehicles won't be for everyone right away. They'll likely start as high-end ride-sharing services or emergency transport options. Think air taxis, not personal Batmobiles. Regulations, safety, noise control, all of that will slow the rollout. But it's coming. Slowly, then suddenly. Now back to ground level. While the roads of 2050 might have some flying neighbors, they'll still be full of wheeled vehicles. And those cars? They're getting smarter. Let's talk about augmented reality windshields. Imagine looking through your windshield and seeing not just the road, but real-time navigation glowing right on the pavement. A hazard up ahead? Your windshield outlines it in red before you even notice. AR windshields will project directions, highlight pedestrians, mark lane guidance, and even display vehicle diagnostics, all without taking your eyes off the road. Basically, your car becomes a video game HUD, but one where your high score is not crashing. And speaking of smart, cars will soon be chatting with each other like old friends at a coffee shop. This is vehicle-to-vehicle communication, or V2V. Cars will wirelessly share data about speed, position, and sudden braking. Your vehicle might get a warning that someone up ahead slammed the brakes, giving it time to respond before your reflexes even kick in. Pair that with vehicle-to-infrastructure communication, or V2I, and you've got an ecosystem where traffic lights, road signs, and even weather sensors are all part of one connected web. You'll know if there's ice on the road before your tires do. In short, driving gets smarter, and a whole lot safer. Now, let's address the shiny electric elephant in the room: will every car in 2050 be electric? Probably not. While electric vehicles will dominate the market, especially in cities and for commuter transport, internal combustion engines, good old gas and diesel, won't disappear overnight. There will still be a demand for them in rural areas, for heavy-duty applications, long-haul trucking, and among classic car enthusiasts who just can't give up the growl of a V8. In fact, internal combustion technology itself is evolving. Expect to see cleaner, more efficient engines running on synthetic fuels or even hydrogen blends. Governments may regulate emissions more strictly, but combustion engines could still be part of a hybrid system, pairing with electric motors to create powerful, efficient, and still noisy vehicles. Now let's talk about autonomy. By 2050, self-driving cars will be a major part of transportation. Not necessarily everywhere, and not for every purpose, but they'll be common. Expect robotaxis in cities, delivery vans that don't need drivers, and highway autopilot systems that can handle long trips without much input from you. That said, human drivers won't be completely out of the picture. In fact, manual driving might become more of a hobby than a necessity. You'll take control when you want to enjoy the ride, not when you're just trying to survive rush hour. Think of it like horseback riding today. mostly done for fun, not function. Inside the car, everything changes. When you're not busy driving, the cabin becomes your personal space pod. Seats that rotate to face each other. Screens that respond to voice, gesture, or even eye movement. AI assistants that suggest playlists based on your mood, or ask if you want to reroute to avoid traffic, construction, or your mother-in-law's house. And let's not forget personalization. Cars in 2050 will recognize you by face or fingerprint. They'll remember your favorite temperature, seat position, and snack preferences. It might even say, "Good morning. I've preheated your coffee, updated your calendar, and avoided every pothole on your commute. You're welcome." In terms of sustainability, electric cars will definitely lead the way. Battery technology will be faster, cheaper, and far more efficient. You'll see EVs with 1,000-mile ranges and 5-minute charging. Wireless charging built into the road itself may be a thing. Solar panels on the roof won't power the car entirely, but they might keep your electronics charged or run your AC for free. And yes, synthetic fuels might help keep internal combustion alive without destroying the planet. These lab-made fuels mimic gasoline but burn cleaner. Combined with carbon capture and stricter emissions tech, they could allow people to keep driving their favorite old machines, just with a greener conscience. So what about owning a car in the future? Will people even bother? The answer is, maybe. In cities, car ownership might drop dramatically thanks to autonomous ride-sharing fleets. You'll summon a vehicle, ride to your destination, and hop out without ever thinking about parking, insurance, or maintenance. For many, mobility will become a service, not a product. But in rural areas or among car lovers, ownership will remain strong. In fact, we might see a resurgence in car culture, not just owning a car, but customizing it, restoring it, and taking pride in what you drive, whether it's electric, gas-powered, or some futuristic hybrid of both. Let's recap. In 2050, cars will be smarter, cleaner, and in some cases, airborne. You'll have AI co-pilots, AR windshields, and traffic lights that text your car updates. But you'll also still hear the occasional roar of a combustion engine, lovingly maintained by someone who just can't part with the smell of motor oil. Flying cars? They're coming. Self-driving cars? Practically guaranteed. Internal combustion? Still kicking, just a little cleaner. The road ahead isn't just one direction. It's multiple lanes, tech-loaded, and very, very interesting. If this video got your motor running, or your quantum battery buzzing, be sure to subscribe to Think Spree. Tap that like button like it's your smart dashboard, and hit the bell like you're honking at someone who still doesn't know how a roundabout works. Thanks for riding with us into the future. Stay curious, drive safe, and if you see a flying car over your house, no, you're not dreaming. It's just 2050 being 2050. Catch you next time.